Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jordan Hetrick, and I'm a longtime photographer and cinematographer with a passion for sharing my knowledge with you guys to help you get the best out of your action cameras. So Insta360 calls the Ace Pro a smart action camera. So what does that mean for you guys, and how is that going to affect your filming and your videos and photos that you take? So in my Ace Pro review, I'd just like to go over some of the new smart features to share my thoughts about the Ace Pro and try to help you decide if that's going to be a good action camera for you. I'd like to shout out to Insta360 for sponsoring this video so that I can have more time using this camera and give you guys the most honest, accurate review to help you decide if this camera is going to be a good one for you. So first, I just want to talk about some of the physical features of the Ace Pro, just so you can kind of see what's going on here with this action camera. On the front here, you've got a Leica lens. Leica is a really reputable brand for creating high quality lenses, and they co-engineered it here with Insta360 on the Ace Pro. So you know you've got high quality optics there. The lens cover is not removable, but it is hydrophobic. So if water drops get on it, those will shed off really easily for clear footage. I know a lot of people are disappointed that the lens cover is not removable on the Ace Pro. And if you know you're going to be super rough with your camera and you break these often, then this might not be the action camera for you. But I have been filming with action cameras forever, it seems like, and it's really tough. Like, it's not going to break super easy. I've never actually broken a front lens cover, even on cameras where it is replaceable. Insta360 will replace this lens cover for free within the first year if you break it. But if you know you're going to be rough with it, then that's something to consider. One of the benefits though of having a fixed lens cover on there is that it won't fog up as easily, because when you change those lens covers, you get moisture in there and it does tend to fog up more. So that is one of the benefits of having this fixed lens on there. The next feature I want to show you guys is this 2.4-inch flip screen on the Ace Pro. Now this flip screen is really cool because you can just flip it up and it's great for getting those selfie shots. You've got a big screen to compose your shots. Of course, if you're out in extreme sports and you might wipe out, you don't want to have it up like this, because I could imagine it would break off if you were super rough, like wiping out on a bike or hitting it against the ground super hard. But then you can just flip it down and you can treat it like any other action camera. One of the downsides though is when the screen is flipped down like this front screen doesn't actually display your shot. So it just shows the settings. So you can't really see your composition, and you just need to flip that screen up when you want to see your composition. But after filming with action cameras for so long, I've really come to love this little flip screen. And I've actually found myself doing some silly things, like I'll be out there filming and shooting from the hip and kind of trying to imagine what I'm filming, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have a flip screen, so I can flip it up, and then you can look at the screen and get those from the hip shots and actually see your composition as you film. So I've actually really started to enjoy that and actually get some better shots because I can compose my shots like that. So that's definitely a big feature to consider as you're looking at the Ace Pro and see if that would be something for you. As far as weight goes, it is a bit heavier than some of the other action cameras. You know, it feels a little bit more solid in your hands, but it's not really a huge difference unless you're doing something maybe like FPV drones where the weight is really specifically important. But it is definitely a little bit bulkier, I think mainly because of that back screen. The Ace Pro also has quick charging, which is really nice. So if you want to plug your camera in, it'll charge to 80% in 22 minutes, and in 46 minutes it'll be fully charged. So you've got a lot of battery life out of a quick charge, which is really nice when you want to get it back out there and start filming again. Also, that battery tends to last a bit longer than your typical action camera. You can get about 100 minutes of recording time in 4K at 30 frames per second. And as far as overheating, this camera does really well without overheating. You can record 4K 60. I had it overheat after about 40 minutes, but I did have it sitting flat on a table like this, and that's where the heat comes out. So that's kind of the worst case scenario. But for the most part, you can record for a full battery and it's not going to overheat on you, even at 4K. And also, let's talk about the little door here. It seems really secure to me. It's rather hard to open. You can't just flick it and open it like that. You actually have to like pull with your thumbnail and it'll come down. It is removable, and it's kind of a little tricky to get back on. I've seen some people struggle with this. If you have it fully extended out like this, then you slide on that little bar, you can get it to reattach and it'll go back on there. When you have it on there right, then the door is going to close properly. So that seems really secure. I haven't had any issues in the water or anything with that door opening up. So there's a bunch of smart features they included in this camera that go anywhere from actually filming with the camera to what you create with it. I'll just show you a few of these smart features to see if any of them kind of ring a bell for you or seem like something that's enticing. So the first feature is called AI Highlights Assistant. And this is actually going to go through your footage and naturally find highlights that the camera thinks you're going to want to pull out from your footage. And this is pretty convenient because it'll break it down into short little clips. Say if you record for a minute, it'll pull out a couple of 5-second clips or whatever it thinks are the highlights. And then when you go to play it back, you can just view those highlights and you can actually export that single little clip so you don't have to work with the whole file. This is a big time saver and also a space saver because you can delete that original file and just go and edit those shorter little clips. Another smart feature is called gesture control. And gesture control actually allows you to start and stop recording without pressing the shutter button or using voice control. So you can just set your camera up wherever you want to, and then when you stand back and you do this, your camera is going to start recording a video. So you can, record your video, and when you're done, do this again, your camera will stop recording. You can also set your camera up somewhere and do this, and it'll take a photo. So when you're in the water, for example, and you want to start and stop recording, you can just use gesture control without having to press the shutter button on your camera. So that might be really useful for some of you guys. The next Ace Pro smart feature that I'd like to review is called pause recording. Pause recording allows you to start recording a video file, but instead of stopping it and saving that file, you can actually pause the video, move to another scene, change your settings if you want to, and then you can start recording again on that same video file. So I've always had a lot of people ask about if this feature is available on many of the action cameras, and the Ace Pro is the first action camera where I've seen this available. You can also go into your video files after the fact and continue recording on the same video files. So even if you stopped recording that file and then you went to another scene, you can go record on that video file again. So it's not a huge deal because you can put together your clips when you go to edit them, but this is just a way you can record it all on one file. The next smart feature on the Ace Pro is called cancel recording, and I don't really use this feature much at all, but I can see a use for it, so I want to share it with you guys in case it's something that you might use. And what it is you can start recording your video, and if you think you don't want to save that file, all you need to do is hold down on the shutter button. It's going to prompt that you want to cancel recording, and it'll actually delete that video file. So if you're doing a bunch of recording of something that's not going to go right, for example, and you just want to save the final one, you can use cancel recording and you'll just end up with that final file. The final smart feature that I want to show you in this Ace Pro review is called AI Warp. And if you've watched any videos about the Ace Pro, I'm sure you've seen some of these kind of cartoony looking AI videos that are taken from your videos made on the Ace Pro. This is kind of a strange feature. You take your videos and then you take a short clip, upload it to the Insta360 app, choose the look that you want to go for, or you can insert custom prompts and it'll create an AI video using your video. Also, all those features are covered in my book, so pick up a copy if you decide on the Ace Pro, because that will just help you decipher all of these smart features. But next I want to talk about the video and photo quality, because that's the most important thing with any camera, is what kind of footage is this going to produce, what is it going to look like, and is it good? First of all, the Ace Pro has all the features of a top-of-the-line action camera. So you've got 4K at 120 frames per second, which is going to just give you super smooth slow motion. And it looks really good. It's nice high quality video with great colors. It's also got some nice filters you can choose from before you record to kind of add different color looks to your videos. So that's really convenient if you just want to choose one of those colors and pop it straight out of the camera to share it with your friends or family or wherever you're sharing your videos. It's also got great stabilization, so even if you're a bit bouncy with your camera, it's going to give you great videos straight out of the camera. And that stabilization is going to make up for your movements. Of course, there's filming techniques you can use to make your videos better, but the stabilization helps a lot, even if you don't really know what you're doing. Okay, the next big deal about the Ace Pro is that it's got an 8K sensor. The 8K sensor is good. Filming 8K is not totally necessary because it's super high resolution, but really the big deal for me about the 8K sensor is your 4K videos. That 8K video resolution allows you to use clarity zoom, which is where you're able to zoom in 2 times and you're not going to lose any resolution because it's a 4K video. Zooming in 2 times, you're going to still get really clear videos. And this clarity zoom is great for an action camera like the Ace Pro because the action cameras have wide angle lenses on it. And with this nice 2 times clarity zoom, you can get closer to your subjects without disturbing them, which can be really useful for things like the turtle on the beach. I don't want to disturb it. They're protected here in Hawaii and they come up on the beach to rest. So instead I can keep my distance and use the 2 times zoom to get a decent shot. I'm not going to get too close, but at least I can get a shot of the turtle that's usable. This could also be really great for filming sports from the sidelines or just kind of things that action cameras can't traditionally film. That 2 times clarity zoom is going to give you the opportunity to film those. So clarity zoom is definitely one of the important things to know about the Ace Pro when you're considering buying this camera. Another one of the features I really love about the Ace Pro is the pure video mode. This is Insta360's low light video mode for the Ace Pro. And this is going to just allow you to go record into darker scenes such as twilight, sunset, and if you're, say, traveling and vlogging, for example, this is going to allow you to use your action camera to mix with your other footage. It's typically taken in bright light and daylight, and that's typically what action cameras have been good for. But the Ace Pro has this pure video mode that works really great to really bring out the colors that are there in those low light shots. And it's going to reduce the noise right in the camera, so you'll get some good, nice quality footage as you record at night. And I've really found some great results with this mode. Sometimes I have noticed that the dark areas, the shadows, will look a little bit like plasticky, almost overdone. And that's just the camera trying to correct those tones. But for the most part, I found it to be really, really reliable. And I really like using pure video mode anytime I've got those low light scenes. The audio quality is also really clear with that built-in mic. Straight out of the camera, you've got some nice clear audio. This is the audio recorded using the internal mic on the Ace Pro. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a like. And also be sure to subscribe with notifications on to stay tuned for more videos about the Ace Pro and all of your favorite action cameras. If you want to step up your audio even further and maybe use a lav mic, you can also use an external mic by using the mic adapter on the Ace Pro. And I'll put some links in the video description to some mics that work well with the Ace Pro. Also, something you should know is there's no built-in GPS on the Ace Pro. So if you want GPS to overlay stats, for example, you have to use the GPS remote, which is kind of a bummer. You can also use an Apple Watch or a Garmin device, but there's no GPS built into the camera. Another feature of the Ace Pro that I'm really excited about are the 48 megapixel photos. So these photo files are really high resolution, which allows you to crop in even after you've taken the photo. And since the Ace Pro, like all action cameras, has a wide angle lens, you can take your shots and crop in to really change the composition after you take them. So in this photo, you can see really how far I can zoom in when I zoom in on that palm tree, and you've still got nice clarity in your shots. You can really see in a side-by-side with the 12 megapixel photos just how much clearer that 48 megapixel photo is going to be as you crop in on it. So definitely don't overlook this feature of the Ace Pro, because those high resolution photos are going to allow you to get really creative. I hope you guys found those new things to know about the Ace Pro useful. Please let me know what you think about the Ace Pro. Are you going to buy it? Are you going to go with a different action camera? Are you going to wait? What's going on? Just let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. After watching this video, if you decide that it's a good camera for you, that'd be great if you could use the link in the video description below to go buy it. And that just helps support this channel. And of course, if you do decide to use the camera, go grab the book for the Ace Pro. It's going to teach you everything you need to know to get the most out of this camera and all of its features. Thanks so much for checking it out, and I hope you guys have fun out there. See you next time.